y'all. Today is a big day for me. No one knows this. Usually this is something I would be posting on Close Friends on Instagram, but no one knows about this. So I don't know if I'm ever going to post this, but I'm going to record it anyway for my own records. Today is July 10th, 2024, about to be 3 p.m. And in July of 2010, I started getting myself involved romantically with a married man who was 8 years older than me with 2 kids and was a huge narcissist and fucked me up for 6 years, okay? Yeah, the story is that they were separated, they were getting divorced, blah, 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 you know, the bullshit. Anyway, they did end up, he did end up, like, going on his own, and we had a relationship for 6 years, and it was very abusive and a mindfuck, okay? During that time, I actually just posted today, I don't know when this will be posted or if it ever will, but today on Instagram I posted that in August 31st of 2010, I ended up in the hospital, and it was right after I had just slept with him. I slept with him on August 10th. That was the first time we slept together, 2010. So this is a month before August 10th. And that started like a whole trajectory of toxicity and really bad shit, okay? And I started having a lot of health issues, and then I literally ended up in the hospital right after. He had, like, I remember he had just left, and I ended up in the hospital because I ended up like having this really, really sharp stomach pain to the point where I could barely walk. I ended up getting 101 fever, and so I ended up going to the ER. They ran a ton of tests on me, and they were never able to figure out what it was. And I think it's because my body started warning me of all the shit I was about to go through and be like, hey, girly pop, maybe don't do this. And not saying that other people in my life didn't warn me as well, but you know, I don't listen to anybody. But I didn't listen to my body either, and I just started having a lot of health issues through those 6 years and developed a lot of shit because of the trauma that I was going through that was being caused in my body. So in 2013, we were together, and I ended up developing a cyst, down there, like on one of the labias. And so just because, like, the pores end up getting clogged, or like, from shaving or something like that, like it could develop could be an ingrown hair, whatever the case may be. And it started off really small. It was like the size of a grain of rice, and then it ended up growing into like the size of a bean. It literally looks like a little kidney bean. And I was like, oh, must be because I'm Puerto Rican and all I do is eat rice and beans. So anyway, it wasn't like bad, painful, like or anything, but it didn't grow any bigger, so that's good. But it was like a harder type of cyst, and it just like stayed there, and it's been there since 2013. So it's 11 years later, and I never talk about this, and I only share it with people that I'm like gonna be intimate with, because it's like, don't get scared, it's just a cyst, like it's nothing wrong, whatever. And so it's never been an issue. Anytime I tell anybody, they're just like, okay, whatever. They don't even notice it, especially men. And so it's like not a big deal. But to me, it's an insecurity of mine, and it is something that I do not enjoy having to talk about, and I don't like. Oh, okay, I guess sure, you can go, even though I got to stop first. Anyway, so it's just something that makes me uncomfortable, and I've always wanted to get it removed, and I never thought that I could because I never had insurance, and I know that removing cysts are like so expensive, and I was like, ooh, maybe I can go to Dr. Pimple Popper, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, and I remember asking about it back in the day. Like, I asked my, doctor when I was getting my checkups, and she was like, oh no, I think it's better to just leave it. It's just gonna be like a hassle to remove, and it's gonna be painful and blah, blah. I like pretty much just like blew it off. So I was like, okay, like it's not like I could afford it anyway. I didn't have insurance. So I was like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. So I just didn't think about it, and it was just like a part of me, my little bean. two little beans in pod. So I was like, okay, I guess that's that, you know, it's a part of me now. And, you know, I moved to California, and since I've been not working the last couple of years, I'm able to qualify for the health insurance here, and it is fully covered. And I hope this is also covered, because honestly, I didn't even ask, I just set up the appointment. You know, I have insurance, I'm fully covered now. This is like such a blessing. I've never been able to do this. Like, as you guys know, I've had like 4 anaphylactic shocks in the last year, ever since I got insurance. I have I have like an EpiPen now. I have like you know, I got allergy tested. I'm able to like go get all my testing done, and it is just like so nice that I'm able to do that, because I never was able to before, because I'd be like you know, it's too expensive. It's just too expensive to have to go to the doctors here in America. And so I'm so grateful that now I have insurance and I'm able to do this. And so last time I was getting my pap smear done, I told them, I said, hey, I have this cyst and I'd like it removed. Oh yeah, no problem, here you go. Like, easy peasy lemon squeezy, here you go, here's your appointment, July 10th at 3 p.m. I'm like, oh, okay, that was so easy. So here I am pulling up to the parking lot. Oh shit, there's somebody behind me. I'm trying to find parking. Here I am pulling up to the parking lot, and I'm excited. I am super, super excited I don't think there's any parking, dude. I'm super, super excited to, oh, here it is, to get this removed, because it's been like just such a, you know, thing for me. Oh, it's just like, sorry guys, this parking lot is jam-packed. This has just been like an insecurity of mine, and I don't talk about it, obviously. And again, this is something I share on close friends on Instagram, but I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna post this, but let me at least vlog it, just even for my own records, just so that I have it. And I just wanted to document this and I hope that, like, I don't know, I wanted to film how I feel before and how I'm gonna be after. I drove myself, so I don't think it's gonna be like, it's not like extensive or anything, but they do say it feels kind of like after you have a kid and they kind of like sew you back up, so it might hurt a little bit. And I don't plan on ever having kids, so this is me birthing my baby. This is me birthing my trauma, getting rid of the trauma that is stored in my body. I'm officially working on my sacral chakra right now, and I'm just so excited that like I have this opportunity, and like this is what abundance is. This is what manifestation is. Like, I don't have the physical money to pay for this, but because I'm not working, I qualify for the insurance that can help me remove this. And this is like so many years of trauma in my sacral chakra that started back in 2010. And then it's like everything connects. Like, everything is just so connected. And like, if you guys have been following my journey, you know that. And so I'm just so excited that I'm here now. And I'm like, dude, this is living proof that like, it's not all about money. It's not all about money. It's abundance and blessings. And this is abundance and blessings. The fact that God has allowed me to like not work so I could qualify to get all my health issues checked up on. And like, now that this, you know, doctor's going to do this and remove this, and I'm like, God's working through these people. And I'm just like, wow, I can't believe it. Like, I never thought that this day would come. I was so excited last night before I went to bed. I made like a little voice note, because I'm like, I never, ever thought that this day would come. And like, now it's here. And I'm just hoping everything goes well, praying everything goes well. But this is proof of manifestation that like the blessings, the things that you want will come to you in ways that you least expect it. So it's, again, not all about money. Like, there is other forms of abundance, and you just have to think about what it is that you desire, what it is that you want, and envision it, and it will come to you, even in ways you don't even expect. So I'm so excited. Anyway, I'm headed in, so I'll update you guys after. Okay guys, I'm here. I'm in the office. I'm so nervous. I have to tell you guys this story. I'll tell you guys the story after. Oh my god, you're not gonna believe this, you guys. So this was just the consultation. Last time when I got my pap smear done, I was like, hey, I would like to get the cyst removed. They're like, yeah, we'll schedule that. And so they scheduled it, and she didn't say it was for a consultation. They just said we'll schedule it. So I came in thinking like, okay, today's the day. No, it's okay. Just 7 more days. We're doing it next week. So exactly 1 week from today, we're doing it. July 17th, July 17th is the day that I started working at Chili's in 2016. July 17th is my anniversary at Chili's. Wow. At 2 p.m. So July 17th of 2016, and then I like I said, around July was when I started like messing around with this man back in 2010. What else? I started working at Chili's after I had like a falling out with Carrabba's at the same exact time that him and I had broken up after 6 years in 2016. We had ended that summer. I had had a falling out with all of my friends at Carrabba's. They just were like weird as fuck. Stopped being friends with them. And then and then I lost my job. And so I was like completely at my bottom. I had like no friends, no job, no boyfriend. He had cheated on me, for the millionth time. And all that happened in those months of 2016. And now in like July of 2016, and now here I am. July 17th of 2024. 8 years later. Like, it's such a different place in my life. And I've been listening to Joe Dispenza's Becoming Supernatural, and this is what it's all about. And you can't stay stuck in the past. You got to move forward, and then you understand when you move forward, you understand why you ended up like why those things happened to you. Because we chose our trauma. We chose our pain to help our soul evolve. And I know that's really hard for some people to hear, but it's the truth. We really did choose our trauma. But hold on, I didn't even tell you guys the craziest freaking Matrix glitch in there. I go in there, I said, I have a 3 o'clock. She said, what's your name? I said, Alexandra Torres. And she was like, and I was like, what? Is there like a bunch of Alex? She's like, what's your birthday? And I was like, why? And she was like, there's 2 of you. There's 2 of us in there. In the freaking waiting room, there was another Alexandra Torres. Now, she was from Mexico, and her last name didn't have the S at the end, so it was Torre. But it's still a rendition of Torres because we all are from like we're literally like one people, and then we all got like spread out everywhere. And the last name Torres means means tower, so that's why I say it's like another form of Torres, because Torres, Torre, tower, it all means the same thing, which like we're in a tower moment right now. And then Alexandra means defender of mankind or mankind's helper. So we literally are like a tower moment, helping mankind. What the fuck? So she was like freaking out. She was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my God, I'm telling you, we're in a Matrix for real. And we were just cracking up. And so she doesn't have a middle name though, and she was Mexican and I'm Puerto Rican, and I know that like our people just got spread out. Like there's Tauruses everywhere, all over the world. I gotta sneeze because of course when I'm channeling, if you follow me on Close Friends, you always know my nose starts itching and being annoying when I'm channeling. And then the biggest like job, the most common job for people with the last name Torres is laborer. So we come from a line of very hardworking, laboring people, and that's something that's in our genes, and the Torres probably comes from more of like the indigenous Taino side and stuff. Like you guys know my DNA, I talk about my DNA is half Spaniard, half Taino, and my mom's side stems from like the Spaniard colonizing side, and my dad's is the the enslaved side, Taino side, indigenous. And so we have in our DNA to like be used to like working hard for what we want, and we think working hard equals more money, but it doesn't. A lot of people just sit on their ass and do nothing and have a lot of money. So anyway, so I'm breaking these generational curses as far as what it means to be a hard worker and successful and abundant, and breaking through these money blockages. And so this is a perfect example of that. This I already explained it to you guys. So okay, so this was kind of like a little preparation. false alarm. So we'll see when if I post this. And I did ask them if I could record it. Not that I could ever show it publicly, obviously, because of the area that it is, but just for my own records. Because I was like, I don't plan on having kids, and so this is like my baby. Like I'm birthing this little baby out, this little bean. Can I film this? And the nurse, like, I literally was like, I'm not kidding, like, I really want to see it, like Dr. Pimple Popper, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see the procedure. I wish there was a camera that I could watch the procedure while they do it. So anyway, so she's like, do you really want me to ask the doctor? I was like, yes. So she did ask the doctor, and I was like, if there's like somebody in here, I do have my tripod. I'm like, I can set up my tripod, I don't give a fuck. And I might just do that on the day of, because I didn't mention my tripod this time, but I did bring it in with me because I had asked, like, but then it wasn't even today. But I'm crazy, y'all. But just for me, just to have it for my records, like, how freaking cool would it be? Sorry that I'm like touching my hair so much. My hair, I have the AC on, it's like flying everywhere. How freaking cool would it be to have like the footage of that for myself? Obviously not for anyone else, but they were like, well, we can take pictures before and after. And I'm like, no, I want to see it during. I want to see it boop, pop out, like Dr. Pimple Popper. So anyway, so she asked the doctor, and he was like, well, just because we want to keep it like very sterile in here, we can't be like passing the phone around and then passing like the tools around, the, you know, and everything. I'm like, no, I understand, but I might be bringing my tripod and be like, can I just like set it up right there so that I can film you doing it? although I don't think it would be very close up, so I don't think it will work, but I don't know. Anyway, that was just the thought, because you know me, I want to document everything. I can't help it. Literally, like, I grew up in front of the camera. My dad recorded everything. Literally, my sister's birth is on camera, so I'm just saying, this is the life I was made for. Okay, so I guess we'll have to wait till next week. Although here, you guys will be seeing this all happen in one clip. Okay, you guys. I stopped by this place right by the doctor's. It's called Cocoa Bomb. So it's coconut ice cream with mango, and it's so good. Let me show you guys what it looks like. It's so adorable. So cute. But I also wanted to tell you that they called my name, like they called Alexander Torres at the doctor's office, so they called my name and the other girl, and so I was like, which one? And I was like, Torres with an S, and she's like, yes. And then I went over there and she was like, what's your date of birth? And then I told her, she's like, oh no, it was the other one. I'm like, we were literally, could you imagine if we were like literally they messed up the stuff that they were gonna do in our files and charts and everything because they didn't check. That was so crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna enjoy this now. Oh my god, this guy's conversation is so funny. You guys, there was a guy at that shop, Cocoa Bomb, who was wearing a shirt that said reality on the front, and then on the back it said need money for Porsche. After I was just talking about money, and his shirt said reality. Okay, anyway, I don't know if you guys could hear that with like when I was showing the peace sign. He was talking on the phone and he was like, you tell a girl you love her, and then she tells you she loves you too, but then you're not sure if you love her, and then you're like, wait, I'm not sure if I love you, but like I think I love you, but I'm not sure. I'm like, what? I'm telling you, my life is literally a simulation. Okay, it's the 17th. It's the 17th. Okay, so it's a week later from when I filmed the first part, the consultation. So here we go. It is also my 2-year anniversary when I hit 1 million on TikTok, and I don't think I remembered that last week. Like, it feels like last week was so long ago, but I don't think I remembered that last week when I was talking about July 17th and how like I started working at Chili's. Anyways, I posted a video about it. It is up on my TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, talking about how I got to the 1 million. And oh my god, it's just like crazy that everything that had to happen to get me here, to get me to the 1 million, to get me to just like the trajectory of my life. I mean, July 17th clearly is a very big like portal jumping day for me, because you know, anytime you always pay attention to the dates and like what is happening on those dates. And so clearly August 17th is just like astrologically a big day for me. I've been getting told a lot the last couple days to look into numerology. So I guess I did have a dream about like you know, dates and calendars and stuff like that, and so they want me to look into that stuff. So oh my god, I'm like so excited. I'm so excited. Like, I literally was just like, all right, goodbye to the trauma in my body. Like, literally, it's been since 2013 that I've had that, and now I get to get removed. Look at this smile. Look at this smile. I just get so excited. I'm just just so excited. It's literally something that I've been wanting to do for so long, and I just thought I was gonna have to live with it forever. And I was just like, yeah. And I know it's like closed me off and made me shyer, you know, in the intimacy department. Like, honestly, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, honestly, everybody that I've hooked up with, like, nobody had an issue with it. But it was like, for me, you know, like, I didn't like it. It made me insecure. The license plate photo me since 69. It made me insecure, and it made me a little more closed off, which, like, is kind of good, because, you know, it protected me, and Lord knows I needed a little protecting. But honestly, it really wasn't a big deal to anyone else, honestly, except to me. And that's really what matters. I am the main character. I am the most important person in my life. So yeah, to me, I didn't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it anymore. And now I get to get it removed. So I'm super excited, you guys. Like, I literally, last week feels like a month ago. You know, when you're not living your life on repeat, and when you're not in you know, autopilot and zombie mode, bro, your life is like just so many different things happen. That's what my July video was all about. I was literally talking about how if you make different decisions every day, you will have different results. It's like, if you can't do the same thing, you expect different results. So if you just make these different choices, you know, that just leads you to a higher timeline, even when the choices aren't yours and they're made for you. You know, people break up with you, you get fired, you lose friends, whatever. Like, I gotta sneeze. You guys know me, when I'm channeling, I start sneezing, I get the witch's itch. The car in front of me is going so slow, but if we are in a residential area, so I need to calm down. Anyway, yeah, when you start making these different decisions, you start getting different results, and your life goes a different way. I mean, I don't know what is wrong with the generations before us that really were just like, okay, I want to get married by 25. Like, already 25, too old, you're a spinster. Okay, so they want to get married by 25, have kids, have the house, have the job, and like, that's the life. And I'm feeling this like tickle in my throat, like, because I'm speaking on this, but it's true. It's like these older generations, this came out of nowhere, these older generations just really thought that's the life. I'm gonna be a robot. Like, they don't even need to microchip us, because what are you doing, broski? Like, why did you just stop in the middle of the fucking road, this dumbass? He just stopped in the middle of the road. These older generations, like, they don't even need to microchip us, because these people, they just be like, yeah, I'm a robot. What does the system tell me to do? I will do that. Yes, whatever you say. Y'all are weird. Anyway, I'm trying to find my inhaler now. Where's my inhaler? I just used it last night. Because I'm feeling this little bit of uh-oh, I can't find it. Uh-oh, where's my inhaler? This is the only place I keep it, and I just used it last night, so it's gotta be in here somewhere. This big bag of tricks. Oh, also, this purse I got in 2013 from my ex, who I know is part of the reason why I have this trauma. Dude, where's my inhaler? For real. Like, I literally just used it last night. Oh my god, I can't find it. You guys are just sitting here watching me trying to find my inhaler, and I can't find it. It just popped up. What the fuck? Oh my god, my body's going through it. My body's like, it's time. We're nervous. Oh my god. Calm down. Okay, good. The light's green. Yay! Anyway, so yeah, dude, this car is like not in a fucking hurry, bro. Not in a hurry. Like, it is slow as molasses. Anyway, so we're here. We're queer, baby. No, like, honestly though, we really are. So I'm super excited for this, you guys. Let's see. It's so weird. You guys hear the wheezing? Oh my god. I all of a sudden got this like tightness. Oh shit, there's like no parking. It's so crowded. Oh my god, that's so crazy, you guys. See, I'm telling you how your emotions and your body knows, bro. Like, it knows, and it will react. My body right now knows. Oh my god, these speed bumps. Jeez Louise. Dude, the parking spots here are so freaking tiny. It's literally like cars in between, like people are just leaving spaces open. I think I'm just gonna park at the same spot I parked last time because there's just no, the parking spots are so small. But how freaking crazy that I just got this asthma. You guys see 66 on the license plate. I just got this asthma as I'm talking about this stuff, and I was like completely fine. So the body keeps score, guys. My memory cells are being activated, and it's like, oh my god, it's getting nervous, it's getting a little anxious, but I'm excited, super excited. Okay guys, we're here. Let me do another pump. Guys, what the fuck was that? Okay, all right guys, wish me luck, and I will see you in a minute for you, or literally in the next scene for you, but after I'm done. Okay guys, they're preparing the room. First of all, this is just like my little, I had to bring my alien bag with me, but they're preparing the room for it. Let's go. Okay, I'm in the room and I want to record so bad. Obviously, she came in while I was talking. I obviously want to record not like the actual procedure, but like maybe my reaction during it. I don't know if I'll be able to. They're kind of weird about it. I used to say that all the time when I was serving. When I was serving, I'd be like, if you like the service, my name's Alex. If you hated it, it's Rachel. There was like no Rachel that worked there, but I would just say that all the time.
Great minds think alike.
Oh my gosh. I'm nervous.
So I'm gonna be kind of like doing what I'm doing now, kind of like pushing it around, so that's what you can expect, okay?
Mm-hmm.
A couple of paper towels, some of the betadine powder. Shoesies.
Are you gonna need this one still?
I'm gonna need that one.
Let me open here.
Okay, so this is the worst part of the whole deal, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is the numbing medication. So you're gonna feel a stick. You're gonna burn.
Ooh.
Yep. Nobody's hurting over the sun.
I've been poked and prodded so much lately. I was getting allergy tested, and so they had to like poke me with a bunch of stuff, and then I went into anaphylactic shock. So that
No, don't do that.
So it's been wild the last few weeks. Oh! Oh my
Sorry.
god. Okay. Breathe.
Good. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're going to get a couple of killing clamps to isolate this. Is that pretty numb?
I believe so, yeah. I guess I don't feel anything, so I guess it is.
So that's good. I think you'd be yelling at me if you weren't numb.
Do you want me to open this one so you can have all of it, or do you want me to open this one? This one?
Either way. I got a needle grabber there.
Mm-hmm.
Scissors are fine. It should be okay.
This one? Okay.
So do you do this often?
Yeah.
The one in the cup? Can you get it? Oh. You want me to open another one?
No, we should be okay. Just hold the clamp for me. Just right where I got it. Okay. I'll do it around. Feeling anything?
No.
Okay.
Oh my god, I want to see it. Ah, okay, I can kind of feel that, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, you're gonna feel tugging.
Felt like slicing open.
You're not gonna feel anything sharp.
Okay, I feel that.
Sharp?
Yeah, like cutting.
Okay, you're gonna. Okay, so you're gonna feel tugging and moving and
Yes.
all that kind of stuff. All right.
Yes.
You doing okay?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get this puppy out of here.
Do you want me to give you one of
Here?
that one?
No, okay.
No trouble?
Just wherever you are is good.
Do you want me to open that?
To open what?
This one?
What is it?
The other tip?
Nope. Doing all right?
Yes.
Okay. This is like really scarred.
It's
Okay.
scarred?
Yeah, it's really scarred type tissue.
Oh.
Still doing okay?
Yes.
Good. All right?
Yeah.
I'm getting close.
Eek. Ooh.
All right, let's make sure we got all that gone.
What do you think caused it?
I don't know. Probably like a infected gland or something
Mm.
that got scarred up. Just feel that here. I think that's it. Just make sure you don't have any bleeding in there of any significance. Steady, steady. Do you have a kit with a needle there?
No.
Okay.
Do you want me to help you with the scissors?
No. So these are absorbable, so we don't have to take these out.
Okay.
Not a place you want to come back and do. So if you do notice any bleeding on this, just put like a pressure dressing on it and hold it for a timed 5 minutes. So set an alarm for 5 minutes and put pressure on it for 5.
Okay.
Not just what feels like 5. Still doing okay?
Yes.
Okay. Doing okay, Karen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My needle stuff.
I went to a high school that was like preparing you for pre-med because I wanted to be a plastic surgeon.
Uh-huh.
And right out of high school, during high school, it was like a health academy, so I got to like go watch plastic surgeries and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then out of high school, my first job was at a gynecologist office.
Okay.
And I was like so in over my head. Like she put me as a medical assistant, and I was like, I don't have all the requirements for this. And I'd have to like bring the patients in and be like, okay, what's going on? I'm like, literally an 18-year-old virgin. I'm like, I don't know what the heck any of these people are talking about. It was like I had to like get their little samples and send off shit to the lab, and I was like, what am I doing right now?
It's called on the job.
On the job training. For real.
Okay, so this may ooze on you.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you cut skin, especially skin that has as many blood vessels as vulvar skin does, and it's not a surprise. If you can, kind of wear like tight-fitting underwear so it kind of pushes up against that.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how I'm gonna get you to be able to accomplish this task, but that would be because there's like a space there that was previously occupied by your little friend. So there's a space where blood can collect. It was dry when I ended the surgery, but you know, moving around or whatever, you could like kick up a little blood vessel. So if you can put like something that would put pressure on it, that would be helpful. Okay. Let me just see you back in a week, make sure everything's okay. It's perfectly dry right now. Do you want to see your little friend?
Heck yeah. Oh my God. Can you get a little baggie?
No, I gotta send it to the lab.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You gonna test it?
Yeah, I gotta make sure that it's not too bad.
There it is. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I'm walking out the office. There was a ton of blood. Okay, first of all, I just want to say it looked like a little brain, and I'm like, you know how men think with that head down there? That's what I was doing when I got that cyst, thinking with that head down there. That little brain came out. Oh my God, dude. That was wild. That actually took a minute. I asked the nurse, I was like, how was it? And she's like, it took a minute. And I was like, she was stubborn. She was like, yeah. I was like, I know she didn't want to get out. I knew she'd be difficult. I mean, she's on me and I'm difficult. But oh my God, that was wild, you guys. Like, I was so upset that I couldn't watch it. I wanted to so badly just like grab my camera and start recording, but I could feel the slicing open. I could feel the tugging, the pulling, the cutting. So that was like interesting, but it was also numb at the same time. I have a follow-up appointment next Friday, but I'm like kind of worried because Pride is this weekend, and my outfit is all white. And I got stitches, and he said they may bleed. I have to sneeze. but they're gonna prescribe me like medication to not be in pain. And Pride is in 3 days. It's Wednesday. Pride is on Saturday. I'm hoping I'll be better by then. But they said I might feel it, that I could take like, I don't know, ibuprofen or something. I'm gonna sneeze again. So that was just wild because even though I had numbing medication, I could still feel a little bit. You know when you're at the dentist and they give you numbing medication and you can still like feel like they're working in your mouth? That's what it was like. I cannot believe this. Like, I just cannot believe that I just did that. That's wild. Like, here we are. I was like, remove that bitch. I'm so excited. I'm so freaking excited. Like, I can't wait to see what it looks like after it calms down. It's still like obviously swollen and it's very bloody because there was a lot of blood. Like when we were done, there was blood like all over like the bed kind of. There was blood on the floor. There was blood on my sandals. And I just want to say that I'm wearing sandals, which I never wear, but I wanted to so it would be easier to put shoes back on. So I'm wearing these Roxy sandals, and I never wear these sandals. The only time I've worn these sandals is when I went to New York. I was wearing this shirt when I went to New York last year, literally today, last year, and I was confessing 69 on the license plate, and I was confessing my feelings for the girl that I liked when I was in New York. which this car behind me almost hit me, which you know, that I have that vlog up if y'all want to see it, when I was in New York. And I was wearing these sandals, and she had told me like one of her first experiences with a girl, with someone named Roxanna, something like that. I just remember, because I remember being like, oh my god, look, I'm wearing Roxy sandals right when she was telling me the story. And now here I am wearing these Roxy sandals to get this removed there on the anniversary of when I like a girl, when I tell her that I like her, and I'm about to go to Pride this weekend. So there's just a lot of connections, a lot of synchronicities, and it's just like, you really can't make this shit up. But I can't believe that I had that cyst for 11 years. For 11 years, I had that cyst. That was trauma. I asked him, what do you think caused it? He said probably just an infected gland, and it built up scar tissue, which like could have been from shaving and stuff like that, like an ingrown hair. So that was interesting. And I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna have it there anymore. Like, it's become a part of me now. I really just thought I was gonna have it forever, and I'm like, you know, I don't plan on having kids, although last night I did dream about babies. But I don't plan on having kids, and so to me, that's like my baby. That was my baby. I birthed out my baby, my trauma baby. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So he told me to like apply pressure to it. He's like, I don't really know how I can get you to apply pressure to it, but try to wear tight things. So tight underwear and tight pants and stuff like that, so that I can like kind of press the bleeding in and hold the bleeding in. I don't know when it's gonna wear off, but I just like when he was like putting in the numbing thing, like I could feel the needles going inside me, and so I just was taking deep breaths, and I'm just like, mind over matter, become supernatural, go somewhere else in your head. And that actually helped. Like, then it didn't start feeling it as much. But yeah, dude, like, that's wild. Thanks for coming on this journey with me, you guys. Like, another little portal jump, July 17th 2024. July 17th is just such a big day for me in my life, so y'all know that this is definitely meant to be, like, on my journey. There's always something in my life going on. This is why people would tell me, like, you should have your own TV show. And it's like, yeah, I really should have my own TV show, because, and I am now. Like, the way that I share my life is like I have my own reality show, because I really just be sharing everything with y'all, and I really just be sharing everything. Like, it's a little much, to be quite honest with you. I'm like, damn, people don't need to know everything, Alex. But I like to share my stories because they're so cool. Like, they're cool stories, and I feel like other people can relate, and then people won't feel as like self-conscious about stuff, and people can just, you know, like, be more open. I just feel like we need to be more open and honest with each other. So that's what I'm doing. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I don't know if there's going to be any updates, but this is it for now. Thanks for joining me on this little adventure. Okay, so it is around 6:30. So I left the doctor's around 3. The numbing has worn off. the numbing has worn off, and I'm still bleeding from my stitches, so I had to go to Target and get some pads so that it could catch the bleeding. I'm hoping that it stops. I mean, he did tell me that it was going to be bleeding. He was like, oh, just like apply pressure. So hoping that stops. I called and was like, hey, how long am I supposed to be bleeding for? And they were like, oh, the doctor and the nurse left for the day, so if it keeps happening and it's a lot, go to the ER or urgent care. Okay. So I just took a couple ibuprofen, and the medication that they gave me is antibiotics, so I took that. But yeah, it's painful. The numbing has definitely worn off. It's very bruised. So yeah, it's hard to like walk around. So I was like, okay, let me go to Target and get all my stuff before the numbing wears off. It was starting to wear off while I went to Target. So I went and picked up all that stuff, and now I'm in bed, and I'm just hoping that by tomorrow I feel better, because I have Pride this weekend and my outfit is white. So I'm really hoping I'll feel better. So anyway, that's the update right now, you guys. Recovering, but it is painful and it is bleeding, and I'm hoping that it stops soon. I'll keep y'all posted, I guess. Okay, this one's for the girls. Okay, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm laying here in a lot of pain, applying pressure. Okay, a lot of women have had children and have had to get sewn back up. So I'm on the phone with Ryan because I'm like, dude, I need some like numbing cream or something. I've already gone to Target. I can't get back up. I'm in a lot of pain. So he's gonna go stop at Target, and we found this like spray that women use postpartum. So he's gonna go get me that. I gotta sneeze, of course, the minute I start talking. Okay. So he calls me and I say, oh, this is what Oliver must have felt like. My dog. Where is he? He's not over there. My dog. This is what Oliver must have felt like when we cut his balls off. I gotta sneeze. Sorry. I was like, this is what Oliver must have felt like when he cut his balls off. And he goes, oh, worse. And I was like, worse for who? And he's like, for Oliver, like his balls. I'm like, oh, really? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, you think that Oliver getting snipped was worse than what I'm going through right now? And he's like, yeah, think about it. Like, those are his balls. Like, he said, there's ligaments and there's veins and this and that. And I'm like, you do know we essentially went through the same thing. Like, I did get literally split open, sliced open. Like, I felt the knife cutting me. Literally, there is like, the cyst was attached to a tendon. They had to like snip it off. I'm still bleeding hours later. Got sewn back up and everything. And I don't have, my medication is antibiotics. There's no actual pain, no pain medication. So I'm like, you think that's worse? Yeah. Like, he thinks that Oliver, he's like, yeah, I was like, this is why I will never date a man again. Like, I cannot date a man. I was like trying not to get angry, but I'm like, honestly, I don't even want to talk to you right now because I just can't believe that you're sitting here still defending a dog's point of view. Granted, my dog, my baby, my angel. But like, at this moment when I'm in pain, you can't even side with me, like, to be like, oh, yeah, no, for sure you. Even if you, like, God, men are dumb. Men are dumb. So I'm hoping, so he's still going to go get me the numbing cream and then he can leave. But I'm hoping that by Pride, you know, I won't be bleeding and I won't be in pain, especially because my outfit is white. And I need to go find myself a cutie patootie because I cannot deal with these men. Like, oh my God. Anyway, he told me to ask another woman and see what their answer is. So to the women watching this, what do you think? Please tell me. Please tell me. What do you think is worse? Getting your vag sliced open, removing something from in there, and then sewn back up, and then just still bleeding hours later without pain medication. Because I will say, I think dogs get pain medication after. Not me. No, I, the human woman, does not get pain medication, but I'm pretty sure dogs do. Tell me what you think is worse. Please. I would love to hear the insight from the women, since a man is so selfish. I said, this is why I will never date men. Man, you are so selfish. You're so selfish. Like, you can't even see past beyond yourself. It's because men relate dogs getting snipped to them getting their balls cut off. And I said, why don't we cut your balls off and see how you feel? And he's like, yeah, I wouldn't like it. That's what I'm saying. Are you good, bro? I can't. Seriously, I look insane. And I had to say this because, like, women who are with men, God help you. Seriously. Because I just can't do it anymore. Okay, guys. So this is the spray that we got. Pain relief spray, Lancino. And it says, we were born from one mother's frustration that new moms often go without the support they need and deserve. We are on a mission to change that. We see you and are committed to making your journey a little easier. Thank you so much. Because honestly, I can't believe that, like, that literally women are just so overlooked. Women are just so overlooked. We are not equals because we don't have balls. Okay, it is like 12:30 a.m. I ended up having to get liquid bandage spray because it is just not stopping. Like the bleed, like it is so swollen. I look like I have two vaginas. Okay, I have like one side and I have the other side because it has like literally split. And it's swollen so big, I literally look like I have two vaginas. And when this wears off, it just starts bleeding again. So I'm like, I already called the doctor and asked them, and they were just like, oh, if it, like, they said the doctor and the nurse had gone home for the day. I don't know if I already said this. I don't remember. So they're like, oh, if it gets worse, go to the ER or urgent care. Okay, well, I'm trying to seal it with this because I have the stitches. But it feels like there's like so much blood in there that like wants to come out because of how swollen it is. So I'm hoping it goes down. I'm also putting some like gauze. I sprayed and then I put gauze on there, and I have a pad on to catch the bleeding. That did help stop the bleeding earlier. I did put this on earlier a few hours ago, and it did help stop it, and it kind of just wore off, and now I reapplied it. It does burn when I spray it on there, so I don't even know. This literally smells like straight up glue. But whatever, like, I don't know. It says reapply as necessary. Product naturally wears off as skin heals. So, skin protecting, quick drying, clear for formula, water resistant. I don't know, y'all. So that's the update on the first night. So we're on Wednesday. I have Thursday and Friday, and then I have Pride on Saturday. So let's manifest. I'm hoping that just like resting and relaxing will hopefully get it to like chill, you know what I'm saying? Okay, everybody, it is the next day. Okay, I don't remember what I told y'all yesterday. I think I told you guys that I got the liquid bandage. Okay, well, listen, did I tell you the story? I look a mess, y'all. Did I tell you the story of how I got the liquid gel? Well, I had to send Ryan to the CVS to get me some liquid gel, okay? And I said, it's like a liquid stitches, like liquid bandage, right? I think I showed it to you guys. Anyway, so I told Ryan, I said, Ryan, if there's a pharmacist available, go to the pharmacist and ask if they recommend that I can seal up the stitches with that gel, right? Okay, so he goes in, he says like, I think the pharmacy is closed. No, there was a pharmacist. So he goes and he asks the pharmacist, no, he tells the pharmacist like what's going on. And the pharmacist is like, oh, well, I recommend just like using some gauze and this like powdery substance that coagulates the blood. And he was like, okay, great. So then he tells me that. And I said, well, did you ask him if he recommends using the liquid gel to seal up the stitches? Because I already have stitches. I just got to seal up a little bit. They're just like, it's like he did one stitch. He should have done one more stitch. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, did you ask him that? He's like, oh, okay, hold on. So he goes back and he's like, excuse me, do you have the liquid bandage? And he's like, yeah, it's over there. I said, that's not what I said. It's not what I said. I said, does he recommend? You know what? Is it two men talking? He said, yes. I said, it's like two damn brain cells. Okay. This is why I say I can't date men. It's so difficult. It's like, where does their brain go? I don't know. It's like, he's like, I'm trying. I said, sir, I gave you a specific message. Ask if the liquid bandage, if he recommends that to help seal the stitches. Twice you went and you couldn't relay that message. It's like in one ear. It's like, it goes in the ear and then it's like, and then it comes out of something else. Like, this is how men are. Anyways, I appreciate him going for me, but Jesus, at this point I couldn't do it myself. Okay, so last night I used that, and that does help like numb it, and it does help seal it. So it does help with the bleeding finally, because I literally had pad on like if I was on my period. Like I was bleeding like I was on my period. I don't think it is normal. So thank God I sealed it up with that. And then right before I go to sleep, I spray that, and that literally smells like nail glue. Like it smells like I'm spraying nail glue down there for sure on my stitches. So anyway, so I spray that, and then I put a gauze right over it, and I did not let it dry. So guess what? The gauze, it glued right onto my stitches. It did. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess you're just gonna do your job overnight, because that shit ain't coming off, because I will rip my stitches off if I do that. It's glued on there. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I did a little Reiki energy healing on myself. I prayed over it. I sent the healing energy, and I was like, guys, do your thing. Went to sleep. Fine while I slept. In the morning, the pain had subsided. So it's bruised. So it's sore, but not as bad as it was yesterday. And then the gauze like kind of just came off on its own in the morning. Took a shower. But yeah, if it's not for the fact that I am sealing it with the liquid bandage, it's bleeding. It's still bleeding. It's the next day. So thank God that I'm like literally being a doctor on myself, but I did have to I did tell the nurse. I called. I told her what happening. She talked to the doctor. The doctor said, I gotta go back in tomorrow. Yeah, I gotta go. We thought this was gonna be a wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. No, it's not. It was stubborn. It didn't want to come out. It was pretty deep in there. And now, I don't know if it's just regular swelling and bruising or if blood needs to come out, because it does look like this little pouch full of blood. And it's swollen to like 4 times its normal size. And the stitches just keep like wanting to pop open. So I'm like, I don't know if something needs to be drained or if we need to put more stitches in. I don't know, y'all, but it's quite a journey. It's quite a journey. So today is the 18th, and I was going to do some readings because I do have some readings scheduled, but I just messaged the people and told them that they're probably gonna have to wait till next week because it is a lot of energy to do the readings, and I'm sitting down the whole time. And actually right now what I'm doing is editing this vlog. Literally, inception. Literally what I'm doing right now is editing this vlog. So I'm going to add this clip as the update, and who knows when and if this vlog will ever be up. I think I am going to end up sharing it because at this point, whatever is going to help women. Because I did tell the nurse, I was like, you know, I am tired of men not seeing beyond themselves. Like, this is why Ryan said that Oliver getting his balls snipped off, who by the way, they knock them out and give them pain medication after, that would be worse. Why? Because he relates to a male dog because he's got balls. Man, the men patriarchy, I tell you, white male patriarchy. I'm just like, dude, are you kidding me? So whatever. I feel for you women who are married to men. I really do. I really do. And especially if you had kids. I really do. Because, Jesus, these men can't see past beyond themselves. They will never know. They'll never know. And then he also said, oh, well, your threshold, women's threshold is stronger. So that's probably why Oliver's pain is worse. So because I can take it, mine doesn't count? Or it doesn't hurt as bad? Whatever, y'all. Anyway, so I do want to share this story because I do feel like it's going to help women. And I did tell the nurse, like, listen, why would the doctor not give me pain medication? Like, yeah, my pain threshold is high, but they all made it seem like it was like, oh girl, it ain't nothing. There was blood everywhere. I'm still bleeding now over 24 hours later. I have to go back and get checked. Like, I'm putting everybody in check. I said, I literally told the nurse, I'm tired of men not seeing beyond themselves. I don't think it's fair that there's no pain medication because some women don't have such a high threshold and need pain medication. And that spray last night, the numbing spray, it was made by women because they said women don't have any help. I'm like, because men can't have a baby. They're like, get over it. Okay, but when men go get a vasectomy and get snipped, oh my God, it's like the whole world ended. I think they get like literally painkillers. Literally. It really is. This old patriarchy was really a man's world, and like Katy Perry said, it's a woman's world now, baby. It's a woman's world, and you're just living in it. Okay, you're lucky to be living in it. So, anyway, let's see. Right now, it's fine. It's not like hurting. Really, just sore when I walk, and then I am taking my antibiotics, so I do have that. And I haven't taken an ibuprofen. I took ibuprofens yesterday, and I haven't taken today because I don't really need it. It's like fine. And but yeah, like what it looks like. I literally was like, I had to Google like how long does the swelling take to go down after removing a cyst, and it said like up to 4 weeks. So I'm like, okay, so this is probably normal. But the fact that it's like still kind of bleeding is not. So we're gonna take a look at it and I'll keep y'all posted. Hello everybody. It is the next day. Today is July 19th, 2024. I just filmed this and I said June 19th. I know, we're July, golly pop. Time is not real. Okay, so it's the next day. My stitches, like, okay, I've been using the liquid gel over it, so it's helping seal it, but there's still a little bit of blood. Not like a lot, just like a little dots and stuff from the stitches, but that's with the liquid bandage. That's with the liquid bandage. It's still getting a little blood. So imagine if I didn't have the liquid bandage on there. But it looks like it's getting better. I'm hoping we don't have to do any more stitches because I don't want to. I want to just like keep letting it heal and get the swelling to go down because I want to go to Pride tomorrow. So I don't want to have to deal with any more issues. So I'm hoping that everything looks okay. It is very bruised and like there are parts that look literally black because of the blood coagulation and stuff like that. But I'm hoping that he just, you know, takes a look at it. Everything's good. Don't worry about it. Because as long as I just keep using the liquid bandage, then we should be okay because that's helping seal up the stitches. But if it was somebody else and if it was someone else who didn't have the pain threshold that I do, because like literally what's been helping is the spray. Like the spray, it's a liquid gel, liquid bandage is a spray, right? That has been helping like numb it because it literally smells like legit fucking nail glue, and it just like numbs it out, and then it's been healing it at the same time. But I don't think that if I had that, I would be in pain. Like it's bruised and it's swollen AF. Like, I know I had said I look like I got two vaginas. No, bitch, I look like I got two PPs. Okay, for real. Like, no, not PPs, not two PPs, just one PP and one vagina, literally. Because I'm like, what is this? Like, literally, because it was on the labia majora, which is like the outer lip or whatever. And it was right in the middle. It literally looks like it's like off to the side, but it literally looks like I have a little like that's how swollen it is. Like you can't even see my badge. Literally, it's like just so swollen. I'm like, oh my god. And I'm just like walking around like like my vagina, like as if it isn't, you know, swelled up to 4 or 5 times its regular size. I literally feel like I have shit between my legs. I'm like, oh my god, I'm a boy. If I was a boy. Literally, that's how I feel like right now. I'm like, oh, 3. Literally, I'm like, what's happening? I'm like, girl on one part, boy on another. That's me, a balance. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get it checked out, and hopefully everything is okie dokie. I don't know what rhymes with okie dokie. So, yeah, that's the tea, y'all. A little TMI, but whatever. Like, at this point, we all just gotta help each other out. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody else want to keep everything to themselves, and then like a lot of us end up in stupid situations because of it. Because everybody's just keeping their little secrets, and it's like, maybe if we all just shared our stories, we could all help each other out, you know, especially women. Like, women are just so overlooked, and a lot of women don't really have each other's backs, and they don't really take care of each other. And so it's like, we gotta have each other's backs, you know, like woman to woman, girl to girl. We need to start caring about each other and literally just treat each other better. I think a lot of us have like mother-daughter issues, and our moms were mean girls. And so I think that's like the issue, is that a lot of then girls grow up to also be mean girls. But I love the girls that decided, no, I'm not going to be like my mom. I'm not going to allow, I'm just not going to allow it. I'm not going to allow the bullshit. I don't know if I'm going to park here. I think I'm going to park here. Like, I'm not going to allow the bullshit. I'm not going to allow the mean girl, petty built bullshit, trying to be bigger, put others down to work my way back up. No. And you know what I watched last night was The Descendants, Rise of Red. That's me, Mario. No, that's literally me. I'm like, okay, T, like, yeah, my mom is like a bully and wants you to do everything her way or no way, and I refuse. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do things in my way, and you can go your own way, period. So anyways, okay, so I'm here. I'm gonna go ahead and head inside and see what they have to say. Hopefully everything's okay. They just came in and asked, just so you know, the doctor has a student. Is it okay if the student comes in? I'm like, yeah, I'm always an experiment. I'm used to everybody, all eyes on me, baby. I tell people all these things happen to me so that people can learn. Like, I'm a little alien experiment, for real. Poked and prodded in every which way. Okay. Okay, so listen to this. So it was real quick, right? So they came in. He had like the nursing student or whatever, student, gynecologist, whatever. So they come in and he's explaining to her like what I had before. I did show her the picture of the before and she's like, okay. And then and so then I explained, he's like, okay, what's going on? So I explained. I was like, okay, so you did say like there might be a little oozing, but it was like really heavy, like if I was on my period. So I had to go get pads so that it could catch the blood. And I have been using this like liquid bandage spray, and he was like, ooh, like his face was like, eh. And then I was like, but I feel like that's what's really helped. Otherwise, like even with that, there's still a little blood. So I feel like that really helped. Otherwise, I would just be bleeding like a lot. And so he's like, let me see it. And so he was looking it over, and I was like, honestly, that really helped because he was like, doesn't this hurt? And I was like, yeah, it literally feels like nail glue. It smells like nail glue and it burns. And he's like, yeah, I would think so. And I was like, yeah, but honestly, it numbs it because you didn't prescribe me any pain medication, as if you didn't just slice my vagina open. And he was like, well, it was the outside. I was like, okay, still, like, men just don't think. Men just don't think. It's like, it's just the outside. Okay, let's snip the outside of your ball sack, motherfucker. So I'm like, okay, still. So there's two women in there. So there's the nursing student, or the student he has, and then like the nurse that was like with me last time or whatever. And so then he's like, okay, let's look at it. So he looks at it and he was like, yeah, this is pretty much what I expected to see. He kind of explains what it was. And then he was like, honestly, I don't see any infection. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. If you want, you can keep continuing to use the liquid bandage. And I was like, yeah, I really do think that helped. And so he's like, yeah, so you should be good. And then we'll see you again next week or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. Perfect. Manifested that because I really don't want to get more stitches. And then I was like, okay, thank you. And I would recommend as a woman that you should definitely, like, I have a high threshold and that helped, but some women don't have such a high threshold for pain. I think you should definitely prescribe some like pain medication. And he was like, well, he's like, did you take ibuprofen or anything, or Advil? And I was like, yeah, I did the first day, and like today I took some ibuprofen because I knew I was coming here and I just wanted to make sure, because I didn't spray that and it was sore because I didn't spray that, and that's what was been numbing it. So he was like, okay, well, yeah, like just continue ibuprofen. I said, okay, well, I'm telling you as a woman with a vagina that you should think about prescribing pain medication for women who don't have such a high threshold. He's like, okay. I was like, okay, I think that's a great review for you. As a woman, to review the doctor who doesn't have a vagina, I think this is a great review for you. And he was like, okay. And the girls were like, and I was like, okay, thanks, Dr. Grogan. I don't give a fuck. Because men, and he's old. And so men just always think that they're right. And like, they're like, you're fine. Just like take a little Advil. And it's like, I have a high threshold. I wanted to be a doctor. I was studying pre-med. I like this stuff. I wanted to be a plastic surgeon. I wanted to cut into people. So to me, it's like, I know what comes with the territory. That's fine. I'm ready for it. I've told the story of what happened to me to my sister and to my friend, and they're both are like cringing, like, oh, like crossing their legs. Like, I don't even want to hear it because that sounds so painful. But you tell a guy and they're like, yeah, like, you're fine. What do you mean? You got your vag slice open? Like, what's the big deal? And they're like, because women are just so used to literally doing everything and handling everything on their own and just being able to manage all of this pain, and no one's supposed to, yeah, like nothing's supposed to bother you. And what do you mean you're not fucking superhero? Oh, you should just deal with it. A man gets a freaking cold. Literally, a man gets a cold and the world has ended, okay? But a woman gets her vag slice open and it's like, take a fucking Advil, bitch. You guys, this is why I don't go to men doctors. So that's why I told him he's not a bad guy and he did a fine job. But I also am gonna give him, oh Jesus, I also am gonna give him a truthful review. As a woman, I'm telling you that you should probably think about prescribing pain medication for women. Don't just say, oh, it was on the outside. It wasn't on the outside on like a leg. It was on the outside of my vagina, on the lip, a very sensitive area. And you're sitting here saying like, well, it was just on the outside. And as of today, I have already edited everything. that I was gonna edit from this vlog. It's already edited in my computer. And so as I was editing the audio for, you know, while I was getting the procedure done, I was like, there are so many little things in there that like you can tell it was like a little of a blow off, and that's what men and doctors a lot of the time tend to do, especially to women. And so I took note of that, and again, he's just being a typical man doctor. And I am not going to sit here and act like he knows more than I do about my body. And so I am going to voice it, and I am going to tell him that, hey, you should think, as someone who has a vagina and the one experiencing the pain, I'm telling you that you should think about prescribing pain medication for women who cannot handle the pain. And it's not trying to get some fucking painkillers. I don't actually want to, and I'm okay without it, but there are some people who cannot handle that much of pain. And you know who probably couldn't handle that much pain? Him, because he's a man, and man's pain threshold is not as high as women. And so they think they know more. They don't know more. So anyways, I had to say what I said, and I said it, and I said it, and what about it? And I don't give a fuck. And I said it in front of the 2 girls too, so they know. And then I was walking out, and it was all the girls, like all the nurses there, and I was like, all right, but they're like, bye, have a good weekend. And they all know that I've been talking about going to Pride. I'm like, you guys, I literally, every nurse that I talk to, I'm like, excuse me, it's Pride. Like, I need to make sure I'm ready for Pride. So there's like 4 nurses out in the little lobby, and I was like, they're like, bye, have a good weekend. I was like, bye, you guys, anybody going to Pride? Anybody going to Pride? And they're like, all quiet, and they're like, no, we have to work. And I was like, okay, well, it's all weekend, starts tonight, guys. And they're like just laughing. But yeah. Uh-oh, this bus. Okay. But yeah, so you know me, making friends everywhere I go. I'm pissing men off. Anyway, okay, so we're looking good. I'm gonna go and spray a little more of that spray to get it to like really seal up, because I didn't do it this morning since I knew that they were gonna be looking at it. But it's looking good, and look at me being a doctor myself, because the face that he made when I said that I was using that, he was like, oh, like, I don't know if that's good. Like, he was afraid of infection. He was afraid that I was gonna be hurt, that I caused myself something by using that. And then when he's like, doesn't this hurt? And I was like, yeah, but it's literally numbing it, and it's helping seal the stitches faster. And so he was like, okay. And he's like, well, you know, you like the cyst was pretty deep in there and pretty big, and so that it is gonna be like harder to stitch up. But he's like, no, like it is all stitched up. I'm like, whatever. But okay, broski, whatever you need to tell yourself in front of your little girlies, in front of your little nurse girlies. But I'm telling you what I'm experiencing, and you're not gonna gaslight me. Okay, the license plate in front of me says 411. Anyway, it's fine. I'm my own doctor, I'm my own healer, literally self-healing myself. And I figured out a solution to the problem, because you literally have to just use your noggin, okay? You have to just use your noggin, because these people out here, like, they literally will tell you things, and you're like, well, the textbook says, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm living proof that the textbook is wrong. And they're like, no, but the textbook says. And it's like, I'm standing right in front of you, literally defying the textbook, and you still choose to believe the textbook because someone else's brain was too small to comprehend that there are more possibilities than just what they wrote down in this textbook. This is why people get mad at me when I say science isn't real, and I'm like, it's because science is based on hypotheses and theories, and they are constantly changing. So it's just like religion, it's all based on faith. It's literally just based on faith. Sorry to tell y'all. Anyway, I'm so excited. We're gonna go to Pride, and I'm just gonna keep like hopefully putting that little bit of like numbing spray on and stuff like that, and I'll be fine. I'm hoping that tomorrow I'll be fine, and if I'm not, we'll just come home early, I guess. But I'm manifesting it. I sent Reiki healing energy to it. I've been literally healing myself, and I am so powerful. I am so powerful, and so are you. We are all powerful healers, powerful beings, and we can literally heal ourselves. So I really am really glad that I documented this, not knowing where the journey was going to go, but my journey always has a story. So I'm so happy that I documented this for you guys. And when I started this vlog off, I was scared and I was nervous, and I didn't know if I was going to share this, because I was like, this is like so private, and I don't talk about this, and it's embarrassing, and blah blah blah. But through this last week and through this journey of me vlogging my experience, like I've just felt more open to sharing the story. And with the people that I have shared it with, like, you know, they're like, I shared it with one of my friends and she's like, I think you should share it publicly because I'm sure it would help a lot of women. And it's like, we just get so, you know, scared to share private stuff because like people are going to judge us, or they're going to talk about us, or like, oh my God, they don't need to know every private, intimate detail about your life. Like, oh my God, stop. Like, you know, but it's like when I'm going through something, I feel better finding someone else who's going through it. And so this is why I share my stories. This is why I put my life on the internet and I share so much. And if you're not following me on Close Friends, like this is what I do on Close Friends on Instagram. DM me to join, because I haven't been posting on Close Friends because I've been doing this vlog, which I'm going to share with Close Friends first before I share it with anybody else, once I do post this. But I don't know if this is the end of the vlog or if I'm gonna wait until it is completely healed, which may take you know, it may take up to a month, because I looked up like how long does swelling last from cyst removal, and it said up to 4 weeks. And so I'm like, oh, should I wait, should I not? But as of right now, I think we're okay, and we're going to Pride. I'm going to Pride one way or another. So yeah, I really like to share these stories with you guys. You know, if there's even someone who doesn't follow me for my regular content and is getting a cyst removed, then Googled or YouTubed cyst removal and then found this video, please let me know. I think about this, like while I was filming this, I was like, you know, if I post this, it's not just for my followers, it's also for women in the future who are going through the same thing that I am and are, you know, insecure, nervous, ashamed, scared, whatever, and don't really know, like don't feel comfortable and want to know, like, and are scared about what the procedure is and what's going to happen and want to know what it's like. Well, here it is. Here's been my journey. And I'm so excited that I've removed that trauma from my body. It was definitely stubborn because it was deep-rooted trauma, and we removed it, and I believe that I am healing myself. I am healing myself by staying calm, not freaking out about, oh my gosh, it's swollen, it's this, it's that, like whatever, and then being negative about it. Like, no, I was like, I had to turn the AC up and so on. I am manifesting, healing myself, and I am fine. I'm fine. And so I was like, I'm fine. It's going to be fine by Pride. It's going to be fine by Pride. And I figured out a solution on how to heal myself with the help of the doctor, with the help of my brain, my guides, my higher self. We all worked together to make me heal. And he said for what it was, like, you're looking great. I'm like, I know. I really am a self-healer. And so that's why I was like, I'm going to give you a little advice, buddy, because I know what I'm talking about too. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, you guys, I'm editing the video right now, and I was just thinking, sorry, I got more to say. He really said, like, yeah, it's looking good. It's looking exactly how I expect it to look. Hold on, sir. You can't expect it to look like this when I did something to change the outcome. I started putting the liquid bandage on there, and I believe that's what helped heal it. Like, literally, it's healing. I think it's healing a lot faster and better than expected if I had left it open. If I had just left it open for it to just keep bleeding out, like, I could have gotten an infection. And I just don't understand. Like, he was like, no, like, your stitches are fine. Like, they're close enough and they're enough. And it's like, so it's normal for women to just be bleeding like they're on their period after you do this type of procedure on them? Like, you think that's okay? And so I'm like, okay, well, yeah, sure, the liquid bandage does burn a little bit, but literally it numbs it. Like, I didn't put it on today because I knew they were going to do that. And so I just put it on now, and it's like, it's numb. It feels way better. Yeah, it burns a little bit at first, but then it feels better. And so I'm like, if I had called and asked, do you recommend this? He probably would have said no. And then I would have just had to deal with it, and I wouldn't be as good as I'm doing now, I feel like, because that's helping seal it and heal it up. So I did something to heal myself, to change the trajectory of the timeline. And he's like, yep, it's looking exactly how I expected. Really? Is it? Because you did this 2 days ago, and our follow-up is for next Friday. So is that how you expected it to look in a week? Because, like, what do you mean that's how you expected it to look after it wouldn't have looked like this if I hadn't taken the steps that I did. Anyways, these freaking men. I'm just so over men just really trying to just gaslight you out of your own reality and be like, yeah, I'll take the credit for everything and whatever. Hi guys, we're back again. It is currently July 26th. Okay, it is Friday and we are going for my checkup. Now you guys know that I did go for a checkup like a couple days after because the stitches were still bleeding. During that checkup, I told him that I had been using the liquid bandage. You know, he was kind of like wary about it. You guys already know, you've been here the whole vlog. For me, it's been a week. Anyway, so for the last week since I went and got checked, I have been using the liquid bandage. I went to Pride. If you guys, there's a whole separate vlog about Pride. You guys, if you were following in real time, you saw me party, dance. I did everything. I just sprayed the fucking liquid bandage on there. And again, the liquid bandage is literally like fucking nail glue and nail polish. Like, it smells just like nail polish. So it's painful, but it was keeping it together. It kept it together. It really did. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the liquid bandage. You know, just during the week, I would get in the shower and then just kind of peel it off with the water, because I just wanted to make sure that, like, you know, that I didn't leave it on there too long. The bottle doesn't say like anything. It doesn't say how long it should stay on. It doesn't say anything. So I would just like peel it off and then reapply, just to make sure there was no bacteria getting caught up in there or anything like that. I wasn't sure. So I don't know if that could have affected my stitches at all. I don't know if I could have. They're dissolvable stitches. So I don't know if me spraying the liquid bandage and then taking it off like with water, if it affected it at all. I don't know, but it's still bleeding to this day. So the only thing that really holds in the bleeding is the liquid bandage. And even then it still bleeds. And so it's like, I don't really know if I've helped it or hurt it by the way that what I've been doing. I know that at the beginning, the wound was very open and it was bleeding a lot. So I was not comfortable with that. I was not comfortable with how much it was bleeding, because I was like, this is going to take even longer to heal. It's an open wound. Anything could happen, especially in that area, any bacteria, infection, whatever. I'm going to spray the liquid bandage to help seal it. I don't know if I should have just left it alone and not like peeled it off and reapplied. That could have done something, but I do have some skin that's, I gotta sneeze every time, y'all, every time. I do have some skin that's looking a little like raw next to the stitches, like it's just been, and it could be from the bandage, like that's like affected the skin or something. It's looking raw. Again, I'm still bleeding a little bit from some parts, but it is getting less. So pretty much I've been doing that, and also I've been applying a little bit of castor oil, because I heard with castor oil it does help. It just popped into my head. I gotta sneeze again. It popped into my head while I was doing all this. Look up castor oil. And castor oil is very healing for open wounds, and it helps kill bacteria. So I was like, okay, perfect. So I've also been applying castor oil. It's looking better. The swelling has gone down for the most part. Just pretty much right where the stitches are is still bruised and swollen, but the rest of it has gone down. Last time I told you guys it looked like I had a PP and a vajayjay. So it's not looking like that anymore, but it is still looking swollen. It pretty much just looks like I still had the cyst, essentially, because the blood has coagulated and it's bruised, and I don't know how it's gonna look once it's all done. I have been listening to Becoming Supernatural, as you guys know, by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I have just been putting a lot of Reiki energy healing towards it, so it's looking good. I just want to make sure that there's no issues with the incision, and even the fact that it's still bleeding. I just want to make sure that everything is like up to par and looking normal, and it has been a week and a half, so I'm hoping that it's just whatever is happening is normal and it's really not, there's no issues. So let's see how this goes, y'all. I'm having faith. They took that parking spot. I wanted that spot. Oh, they're leaving right now, but whatever. There's so many speed bumps here. So, yeah, so I'm having faith everything's gonna be fine, and we're just going to keep letting it heal. So as of right now, before I came here, I did completely take off all of the bandage. I took off all of the liquid bandage because I wanted to, I'm like double parked, but whatever, because I just wanted him to see what it really looks like, not with the bandage on there. So let's see what he says. I'm sure he'll say it's looking fine, but it's not completely healed yet, but we're getting there. Okay, we have news. The stitches are healing fine. He said everything is looking normal. The swelling that I still have will take, you know, maybe another month or two to completely go down. But here's the thing. He's like, go ahead and get dressed. I have to talk to you. I'm like, ah! What happened? So it turns out that my cyst was actually a tumor. It was benign. It was a benign tumor. So it's not cancerous, thank God. And even if it was, I'd be like, ooh, ooh. Okay, so it's actually called a granular cell tumor. Okay, so it's actually called a granular cell tumor, and it can regrow. So they said that the tumor that I got is really rare, but you know me, being a rare queen, but that it does have a 1 in 5 chance of regrowing. Now, I'm not going to manifest that. This morning, I was literally watching videos on, and I also want to say, like, 88 and 99 are right in front of me, another 99, and when I was leaving the office, it was 222. So, I'm fine. But, this morning, I was literally watching, go forward. I'm like on speed bumps, so it's like hard to go backwards. So this morning I was watching a TikTok video, and it was about this book, which I don't remember what it's called, but it's pretty much the same as like Becoming Supernatural. It just talks about healing yourself. So this guy got diagnosed with cancer, and he had read somewhere or seen somewhere that this one pill cures cancer, and so he was dead set on the fact, like, I need to get this pill because it's going to cure my cancer. So he kept asking his doctor for it, and his doctor didn't want to give it to him, and his doctor finally does give it to him, and within literally days the cancer is gone. Like within days of him taking this pill, the cancer is gone. And the doctor was like completely shook it. He was like, what the fuck? So he pretty much was like, okay, so I guess this is like the cure for cancer. So he started, you know, believing that was the cure for cancer as well, giving it to people. Then you know how it is when like they do studies and stuff like that, and then like, oh, you may be compensated for money if you took this pill, whatever. The point is they came out with the news, hey, this pill actually doesn't cure cancer. So the guy who had been cured from cancer because of this pill, it was really the placebo effect. So once he found that out, he gets so depressed, the cancer comes back. The cancer comes back because he's like, wait, so this didn't cure my cancer? The minute that got into his head, the cancer comes back. The doctor was like, oh, I have a new pill. And this is in the 50s, okay? So the doctor is like, I have a new pill that is even stronger than that last one that will 100% cure your cancer. He didn't. He just wanted to see if the placebo effect would work again because it already worked once. So I don't understand why it looks like there's like a ray of sunshine on me right now. So he goes ahead and he gives him this other pill. Oh, there we go. It was the way the sun was hitting it. So he goes ahead and gives him this other pill to see if it works. And guess what? The cancer goes away again. Because the patient believed that this pill was like this magic cancer curing pill. Because back in the day, you know, it's not like now they're like, there's no cure for cancer. It's like people were actively trying to find cures for cancer. So they were just like, oh, we have a new pill for cancer. So he does it, cancer goes away. So twice the cancer went away due to the placebo effect. Some time passes and all of a sudden it comes out, hey, if you were told that this pill was going to cure for your cancer, they're wrong. It doesn't cure cancer. Guess what? The cancer comes back again for the third time. And within days, he dies that time because it came back so aggressively because of how depressed he got. So I was listening to that story and watching that video this morning, and I know that I can heal myself. I know that I can heal myself. I don't have to be scared. I don't have to believe that, that's going to grow back and then it's going to be malignant and then I'm going to get cancer and blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not worried about that. I'm never, ever worried about any health issues or sicknesses. Like, yes, they happen, but I'm not a hypochondriac. I literally am always like, I'm fine. Everything is fine. Literally, I'm fine. As you guys know, with like my anaphylactic shocks and everything like that, like I just deal with it. I'm just like, it's fine. Like at the end of the day, it's mind over matter. As long as you stay calm and you tell yourself you're fine, the mind doesn't know a difference between reality or imagination. Like literally in Becoming Supernatural, they're talking about creating mind movies. You create a mind movie where you can pick your favorite song that you want to listen to and you play that over and over and you create these images of what it is that you want to happen for your future. And eventually it's like you're going to relate. Anytime you hear that song, it's going to trigger those memories. It's kind of like Pavlov's theory. And so people created this mind movie for themselves, and those things would end up happening because they felt it, because they felt like it was so real and that it was happening in real time, even though it was only happening in their imagination, that it eventually does end up becoming real because they have experienced it in their third eye and in their mind. I know that we've shifted into a new paradigm. I know that none of this would have happened if it wasn't meant to happen. I know that none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for the fact that I've manifested all these things into my life. He did say he wants to check in with me every 6 months for like the next couple of years. And I don't even know if I'm going to be here in a couple of years. I'm like, yeah, sure, buddy. Whatever you say. But I was like, okay, well, we'll see if I have health insurance. Fingers crossed. And he was like, okay, well, like sneak you in if I have to. I just want to make sure it's good, because he's like, if it comes back, we can't do it here. You have to actually go to like a surgery. Like this was like a smaller procedure. He's like, you're gonna have to go to like a real surgery where they can make a larger incision. You're gonna be put to sleep and they're going to really dig in there to take it all out. I asked him what could have caused it, and he's like, honestly, they're just cells in the body. And I do know that my mom has also had tumors, not in the same area that I know of. I honestly don't know where my mom had a tumor. I know she had a fibroid tumor, so that grew really big. Mine stopped growing after like the first couple of years. Like I said, it started off like a grain of rice, and then it grew to like the size of a bean, and it just stopped. My mom had a fibroid tumor that grew so big it looked like she was carrying a baby. And so she had to go into like real deep surgery to have it all removed from inside her. So I do know that, I guess, tumors are genetic and tumors grow in our family, I guess. But, that also does have to do with trauma in the body, again. And I'm healing my trauma. I'm working on my sacral chakra. I'm doing all of my healing energy work that I can with Reiki and the power of the mind. It really, really, really does heal. So I know I'm going to be okay. I still will go back for the checkups just to make sure, but I'm not going to give that thought or that possibility life. Anytime you just function out of fear, the universe is going to give you more of that. Like, oh, they're scared, so let me give them more. But he was actually really pleasantly surprised with how well my cyst was looking. I did ask him like, oh, I saw that it's like a little lighter in the incision. Is that normal? And he's like, yeah, that's totally normal. That's just kind of like what the skin does to protect from the coagulation of the blood or whatever. And then he also said, okay, buddy, what are you doing? And then he also said that sorry guys, these people out here acting like they don't know how to drive. Okay, Okay, so he said that for the incision. He said it's healing really well. It's healing really well. He's like, oh wow, like it's literally only been a week and it looks good. And it does because I have been working on sending healing energy to it and doing the liquid bandage. Like I said, I don't have the liquid bandage on right now, but I am going to apply it now because I'm like, okay, I want to seal it up again. Oh, and I asked him, yeah, because it's still like the main area where the incision was made is still swollen. And he said that should go down in like a month or so. So hopefully it goes down sooner just because I have been working on it. And honestly, it's like all of the swelling around it has completely dropped. So I think this will be better. Honestly, look at that orb that just passed by. I think it will be better faster than we expect it to. So that's super interesting, you guys. Turns out I had a tumor. And I know that that's, again, from my trauma, from my trauma, but I'm healing it. I'm healing my trauma, and we're good to go, baby. We're fine. We're fine. Everything is fine. We're going to be just fine. So no worries. There's really nothing else. He literally just got the results this morning. He literally just got them this morning at 11 a.m. But yeah, no worries. Nothing to worry about because I'm a child of God and everything is okay. So wow, what a journey, you guys. Thank God I didn't end this earlier. If I would have ended this earlier, we wouldn't have known all that tea. So I'm glad that that I kept this vlog going. Obviously, if anything were to change in the future, I would keep you guys posted, but I don't expect it to. I really don't think that it will. Because I have faith that I'm fine. I got it removed, and like the tumor like never grew or anything. It stayed the same. So he said that like it'll have he said it can grow again just because like it grows from like, did he say like nerves or something like that? It pretty much has like sprouts, right? So it has sprouts, and so it can spread out again and grow more if it wants to. Like the cells can multiply and grow again. But I'll be okay. I think that just had to do with my trauma, especially in that area, and I'm working on my sacral right now, so we'll be fine. And if it does grow again, then it grows again, and oh well. To be honest, if it were to grow again, I don't even know if I'd get it removed at this point, because it's like, who cares? Like I dealt with it for 10 years the first time, 11 years the first time, going through this of getting it removed and getting the stitches and doing all that. If it were to grow again, I'd be like, whatever. Like at that point, I'd just deal with it. I'd be like, listen, I have a tumor. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I had it, I got it removed, it grew back, and I don't feel like getting it removed again. It's a part of me now. We're just gonna deal with it. But we're not manifesting that. I'm just saying, if that were to happen, I'd probably just accept it for what it is. I used to be, as you guys know, it was a very big deal. That's why I got it removed, because it was like embarrassing and I was self-conscious about it. But now it's like, I did what I could and I went and got it removed. And if it were to grow back, I'd be like, it is what it is. Just like kind of what I did in the past. Like I told people and they were like fine with it. But if it were to grow back, I'd just be like, this is the story, and it makes my vagine interesting. Gives it a little character. But no, we'll be okay. It's gonna go back to normal, just with a little character of my stitches. And yeah, that's it, you guys. That's all she wrote. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this helps someone at some point, if this is something that you needed, and if you stumbled upon this and this is you, yeah, go get it checked and make sure it's not malignant. But you'll be okay no matter what, because you have the power to heal yourself. So thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next time. Hopefully not about this though. Not about this. We're back. Just when you thought it was gonna be over, it's not. It still isn't over. Okay, so it is currently August 2nd, Friday, August 2nd. I had to get up early for this appointment. So as you guys know, I've been having issues with my stitches. You guys know the whole story. Literally, I was using liquid bandage for about 2 weeks to get the stitches to seal up, because they were not very tight, and I was bleeding a lot. So that's what I've had to be using for the last 2 weeks, and I just still am not getting better. It is still swollen and still slightly bleeding. Like literally it took 2 weeks of me like sealing these speed bumps. It took like 2 weeks of me sealing these stitches up with liquid bandage to try to get it to close. So yeah, so anyways, my goodness, so I went ahead and said I need to go get it checked. I need to go get it checked, because even though last time he was like, oh my god, you're doing great, it's looking fine, see you in 6 months. I'm sorry, I don't trust men. I just don't trust men. Men don't have vaginas, okay? And it's just like how, oh yeah, you're fine, I just sliced you open on the labia, like what's the big deal? And it's like, let's think about what you give men when you give when they have vasectomies. When they have vasectomies, you give them painkillers, right? But women get nothing. Women get nothing, even after having a baby, pushing a baby out, and they get stitched back up, they get nothing. So anyway, I've been dealing with this for 2.5 weeks now, and I'm still in pain, and it's hurting right now as I speak. Oh my god. So I stopped using the liquid bandage like 2 days ago on Wednesday. Today's Friday, because I called and made an appointment for another checkup, because I was like, I just feel like I don't feel like, oh, it hurts. I just don't feel like it's good. And the only thing that was really helping the pain was numbing it with the liquid bandage, because it's like, it literally just numbs it out because it's like so strong. But I'm trying to let it heal without putting stuff on it, so it hurts when I walk, or when I sit or anything. So whatever. So I go in, and first of all, I called, and they were like, oh, well, the doctor's gonna be out of the office on Friday, because he usually goes in Wednesdays and Fridays. Oh, he's gonna be out of the office on Friday. Do you just want to see like someone else? And I'm like, yeah, anybody who can look at it and just tell me if it's normal the way that it is right now. And she's like, okay. So she scheduled me with a nurse practitioner, a woman, thank the Lord. And so she just looked at it, and right away she was like, yeah, I think you need antibiotics. I'm like, So she was like kind of asking me about the process, and I straight up told her like everything. I told her I don't think that he knew what he was like getting himself into. I think he just thought it was like a regular cyst. Obviously we both thought it was just a regular cyst, and then we realized it was a tumor. And I told her everything. Like, they made it seem like it was going to be a little 2-minute procedure, and I had no recovery process, I'd be totally fine. No, it was like 30-minute procedure. The stitches were not stitched up well. I'm still here 2.5 weeks later, still with a little bit of like, it's not, there's no pus or blood coming out, but like, you know, when you have like an open wound, like a scab, before it scabs, it gets like kind of like a yellowish like little film and skin over it, because it's like just open and it's trying to rebuild the skin. That's essentially what's happening. So it's like if it was raw skin, like right where my stitches are. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It could be because it was so swollen and it's rubbing up against my underwear every time I walk, and rubbing up, because when I have I have big thighs, so when my legs are closed, my thighs, like, it's just my vagina is squeezed up in there in between my legs. Well, because one of the lips is so swollen from that, it's like where the stitches are rubbing up against my thigh, you know, my underwear and my thigh every time I walk. And so it's essentially been like if I'm chafing kind of thing, but like raw skin on my leg every time. And so it's literally just raw skin. So that's why it hurts so much when I would spray the liquid bandage, because I'm just spraying it on an open wound, as you do, but like that's a very sensitive area. And then I realized that when I realized that I really was like, I think I should make another follow-up appointment, is when I said, one way that I'll know if this is not okay is I'm gonna put peroxide on it. Now, I know that there's a conflicting information as far as peroxide goes, because now people are saying like putting peroxide on a wound doesn't help and that you shouldn't do it because it's going to make the wound worse. I don't know. There's so many conflicting resources. Also, same with like, what was the other thing that they said? I don't know. I just lost my train of thought. Keeping the area dry or keeping the area moist. Like, half the people say keep it dry, half the people say moist. Like, whatever. Okay. Anyway, I was like, I'm going to test it out with peroxide and see if it bubbles. If it bubbles, I need to go get checked. So I did. I put peroxide on it and it all bubbled up. And I'm like, yeah, this is not okay. Like, I need something. So anyway, I went ahead and made the appointment and she was like, yeah, you're going to need some antibiotics, even though I already took antibiotics the first round. So now I have a second round of antibiotics and I'm going to go get checked again on Tuesday. So they just know me at this office by now. So now I have another checkup with her on Tuesday. So thank God it's with her because like nothing wrong with the doctor. I said from the beginning, I want a woman doctor. And the only reason that I did this, because I have the California health insurance, as you guys know. I have the California health insurance, which just, you know, it's covered, but obviously I just go to like a general like family health care or whatever. And so when I had asked if I could get a woman doctor, they're just like, yeah, well, you can, but it's going to take longer, you know, for them to be able to see you because it's not right here. Like, this is where, you know, we have our staff and everything. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I went ahead and did it with him because I thought, well, I just want to get it removed. Like, it doesn't really matter if it's a girl or a guy. Like, they can just put the incision and move it. I'm sure they're qualified. And I'm not saying that he wasn't qualified, and I'm not saying that he didn't, whatever. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's the position of it, if it's the rubbing up against my underwear and my thigh. I don't know if it was applying the liquid bandage for a few weeks, but like, honestly, what was the alternative? Bleeding out? Like, my stitches were literally bleeding out like I was on my period. Like, I had to wear a pad because I was just blood. So I'm like, I have no option. I have to do something to seal this. So I did what I could. And anyways, it's honestly not like super bad where, you know, like whatever, but it's not what we were anticipating. So I did tell the nurse practitioner that I feel like I was a little misled, but also I don't think anyone really was prepared for what it really was. I think we were all under the impression that it was something smaller than what it was, and that it was gonna be fine, easy breezy, lemon squeezy. So I told, she was apologizing a lot, and I was like, I mean, we're all just learning, I guess, you know, it's a learning experience. So here we are. So now I have to pick up my prescription for the next week that I have to take for antibiotics just to make sure I don't get an infection, and I'm going to keep not putting anything on it, even though I'm going to be going out this weekend and everything, so I just got to be careful. But anyway, every time I think I'm done with this vlog, we got another update. So I just wanted to update you guys on what's going on. 2.5 weeks out of the procedure, and we are still dealing with it. And it's just funny because I just know, like, the people who have no idea about this, like most people, because most people don't even know, like literally not even close friends right now know what's going on. They know that I had a procedure done to have stitches, but they don't know like the specifics. I think people will be surprised to know if they watch this, like, when did this happen, and how is she just like normal, like I'm posting, like hanging out, doing things and acting like nothing. But that's being a woman for you. That's literally what being a woman is like. It's just like, yeah, act normal, act like nothing's going on. Just like when you're, you know, you're on your period and it's just like, oh, you're bleeding out for 7 days, we don't care. Act normal and go to work. And Don't never let them see you sweat. So we're just used to trucking through and pushing through everything and dealing with it. So that's what I'm doing, because what the fuck else am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure just laying in bed and literally just like relaxing, maybe without even any underwear on, would probably help the situation. And just laying in bed all day and just letting it air out and just, you know, breathe. But unfortunately, I have a hard time doing that. I'm like, I gotta do things. I just want to do things. So anyway, that's the tea, you guys. I guess I'll update you guys again next week. We're gonna have another update because I'm going to be on antibiotics and I'm getting checked on Tuesday. Today's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So it'll be in 4 days. In 4 days, I'll get checked again and we'll see if it's gotten better. But I wanted to do this whole process for you guys because I just wanted you guys to be aware if anybody goes through this situation. So see you in the next clip. And I'm back. And I'm back, baby. Okay, so the last clip was from Friday. Today is Tuesday, August 6th. So I got prescribed antibiotics and I don't know what I was thinking. The last time that I had antibiotics, like the first round of antibiotics that they gave me after the procedure, the directions were take one every 6 hours. And so I had that schedule set in my phone, like the alarms, right? This one said take one tablet by mouth twice a day for 7 days. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just did the same schedule as the last one, every 6 hours instead of twice a day. So I was taking 4 a day and I didn't realize it till yesterday when I was down to my last 2 and I was like, wait, I'm not supposed to be done with these till the 9th. And then I did the math and I'm like, you idiot. I literally doubled up on my antibiotics by accident. So now I'm on my way to get it checked and I am gonna tell her like I accidentally took too many. Surprisingly though, no yeast infection, because you guys know antibiotics can cause yeast infections. So thankfully that didn't happen. But I think it's looking better. I do think it's looking better. It doesn't, it's been hurting, but right now it doesn't hurt as much as it's been hurting like this entire time. It's just like, it's because it has raw skin. And so it's like the skin is just trying to heal. And it's a little difficult now because like I got my period. So it hurts like, you know, when you're in your period, it's messy. And so I use tampons, but you know, wiping, like it's hard. You don't want to get blood everywhere. And then also like putting a tampon in, it's like it hurts because I'm stretching it and I'm like, ah, my stitches, you know, so that's a little difficult. But I think it is healing and I think it is getting better. So I don't know if doubling up on the antibiotics accidentally actually helped, because it does look like I had this like kind of yellowish film on the skin, and they both, the doctor and the nurse practitioner, said it wasn't pus. I think it really was just like this yellow film that forms when new skin is starting to form. But it can be like a little sticky-ish, kind of like just when you get a scab, like when you get a scab and like new skin is starting to form, you know, when you go in a pool and everything and it gets kind of like yellowish and sticky. That's kind of what it looked like. And so I was worried. I was like, do I have an infection? That's why she prescribed me antibiotics, just to make sure I don't get an infection. But that yellowish film pretty much is all gone. So I think I kind of sped up the process by accidentally doubling up on the dosage of the antibiotics, and it does look like it is starting to heal a little more. So we're getting there, you guys. We're literally like almost a month out of this whole debacle, but we're getting there, and I'm definitely, you know, focusing on being positive and being like, I'm good, I'm healthy. The road sign says savage. I'm good, I'm healthy, and everything is fine and dandy. So, you know, it's okay. I mean, it's been less than a month that I got a tumor removed in a very sensitive area that is very hard to keep, like, you know, to keep not dry, first of all, and that it's not rubbing up against something. Like if I had gotten a tumor removed on my arm, I feel like it would be a lot easier. It'd be like, okay, here's my stitches. It's not rubbing up against clothes all the time. It's not getting moist whenever, you know, if I go to the bathroom or anything like that. Like, it's just here, and it could have healed a lot quicker. But because of the area that it's at, I believe that's why it's taken a bit longer. And because I really do think it's just from the rubbing up against my underwear and when I walk and everything, because I definitely have not like been on bed rest. I've definitely just been up and at 'em. I mean, because they didn't tell me I had to be on bed rest. Like, they were just like, oh, you're fine. So yeah, so we're gonna get it checked now, and let's see what she says. But I think it's gonna be good, and hopefully this will be the end of the vlog. This is like the world's longest vlog. Okay, every time I think I'm done, I'm not done. So she checked it, and she did say that it is looking better. She's like, okay, it's looking better. There's like no more of like the yellow film, pretty much all gone, pretty much. But she did say that if I want, she could refer me to a wound specialist. And I said, yes, please, because I'm going to Florida at the end of the month to do ayahuasca, and I may possibly go into the springs. And I literally have been wanting to go to Florida so bad to go swimming in the springs. And so I would need this to heal before I go, and that's in 3 weeks. So I would much rather go see a wound specialist who can look at it and be like, oh, put this ointment on it to help heal faster, or, you know, something that I can put on it where it's not just like exposed to constantly getting, you know, reopening the wound pretty much. So she went ahead and put in that referral, and I should be hearing from them probably tomorrow so that I can set up an appointment and go get the wound checked. She said she thinks that by the end of the month it should be healed. We just don't know like what it's gonna look like at the end of this. She's like, oh, I hope you don't have a scar. And I'm like, I'm expecting to have a scar. I have to sneeze. I'm expecting to have a scar because it's stitches, and with this process, how difficult and complicated it's been, I'm probably gonna have a scar. I'm okay with having a scar. I just don't want it to be bulging, which is the reason that I went and got the tumor removed in the first place, because it was bulging and it was bothering me. Because like if I wore a thong, then it's like it would like kind of hang out of it, because like I'd be moving around or whatever, and you know, the thong moves around or whatever, and then it would like, because it was on the lip, then it would like kind of hang out, and then it would be like bothering me. It'd be rubbing up against my leg. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, so I went and got it removed so that I wouldn't have to deal with that. And then now it's like, okay, well, is it going to go down? Am I gonna still have it be like more swollen than the other one? Like, the swelling is going down for sure, but it's still bruised, and it's still where the incision was made is still swollen. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and have that looked at. She's super nice. I love her. Super understanding, super compassionate, because she's of course a woman. So I like her. I asked her, she's like, do you want to come back for like another follow-up in like a few weeks to see how it's doing? And I was like, yeah. I was like, is it gonna be with you or with him? And she's like, with me. I'm like, okay, yeah. No, like, I don't know. I just don't know if like did he really know what he was doing? I don't know why the screen looks like this, but it's like, did he really know what he was doing? Because I told her that I asked him, I was like, so do you do this often? Hold on, I'm gonna clean the screen real quick. I don't know if that helped at all. I was like, that I told him like, oh, do you do this often? And he was like, in the middle of my procedure. I'm like, did he just like do this for funsies? He's like, I can do this. Slice you open. You guys remember why I said that I could literally feel him slicing me open? And he's like, no, you shouldn't feel anything. I'm like, but I do. I feel you slicing my skin open. It was like so you guys, this is my thing, is like, this is why I don't really trust doctors, because I think doctors have like a god complex, and they think they know more than they really do. And if you've been watching like my stories or my videos or whatever, you know the story about the allergist. who was trying to get me to take an allergy pill every single day because I go into anaphylactic shock, and I said no because I don't want to take an allergy pill daily, which I told her literally day one, I will not be taking an allergy pill daily. And she's like, well, I'm going to prescribe it to you anyway. I'm like, okay, sure, but I'm not going to take it. And then I just went to my checkup, my follow-up yesterday, and she was like, I told her about the anaphylactic shock. She's like, are you taking your pill? I was like, no. And she's like, okay, then what do you want me to do? I can't help you if you won't take the pill because you're getting anaphylactic shocks daily, or not daily, but you're getting anaphylactic shocks like frequently, and you're not taking your allergy pill. Okay, ma'am, you don't even know what I'm allergic to. She was like, we don't know what's causing it, so just take the pill. Well, great solution. Great solution. I don't know what's wrong. Here, take this pill. Here, take this pill. She doesn't have any guarantee that taking an allergy pill daily would stop my anaphylactic shocks from happening. She doesn't have any guarantee. I'm like, no, I don't. I've never felt comfortable. And I've had allergies my entire life. I have never felt comfortable taking an allergy pill daily. And if that's what my gut says, I'm going to go with what my gut says. So guess what? She fired me as a patient. She's like, well, you were refusing my treatment. I said, no, I want the EpiPen. I need the EpiPen and I need the inhaler. I just refuse to take an allergy pill daily. I think that's so unnecessary. And she's like, no, it's not unnecessary because clearly you're allergic to environmental stuff, which is what's causing you to go into anaphylactic shock. And it's like, then they tested me for food allergies. And she's like, well, the food allergies, if you haven't really reacted to them, then just ignore that. You know, those are false positives. How does this make any sense? So she tested me for environmental, and those came up positive for a bunch of stuff. And then she tested me for food, and that came up positive for a bunch of stuff. And she was like, okay, but like ignore the food. Ignore the food, still eat whatever as long as you don't have a reaction. But the environmental clearly is what's causing the anaphylactic shock. So you need to take an allergy pill daily. Lady, you sound like a moron. You sound like you don't know what you're talking about, because how are you going to say that to me? And I've worked with women doctors like her, okay? And like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a pattern that like in my life that I need to work through. This is the third woman Indian doctor that has done this, that just pushes pharmaceuticals. It's like the same, it's like if it's the same person in a different font. You know what I'm saying? It's like same character, different font. I worked with a gynecologist. It went literally right out of high school at 18. I worked with a gynecologist who was a Indian woman gynecologist, and I watched her prescribe orthotricycline low, which is a birth control pill, to every single woman that went in there. Every single one. It was orthotricycline low. And I'm like, now I understand she was pushing that because it was the pharmaceutical that she was going to get a kickback on. She also hired me to be her medical assistant when I definitely did not have the requirements to be a medical assistant. I was supposed to be a receptionist, and she wanted me to clean her bathroom. And I was like, oh, I'm not a janitor. I'm not going to clean your bathroom. And then I had another gynecologist that I went to who was an Indian woman, and I was getting lab work done. I was getting blood work done because I felt like my hormones were not at the right levels. I was having a lot of hot flashes and everything. So I told her I want to get my blood work checked. We got the blood work done, and it said that I was coming back as postmenopausal. So I was coming back as postmenopausal, and she was like, you need to get off birth control so that we can retest your levels, because the birth control can be affecting your hormone levels. And I was like, well, I can't afford, because I didn't have health insurance, I was like, I can't afford another blood test. And she was like, oh, well, you can do it at like LabCorp or any of those places. I think they're more affordable. And I was like, okay, where are those offices at? Like, where can I find that? She's like, you're young, Google it. I have a video about that on YouTube, one of my first story times. Okay, she said, you're young, you Google it. Second time, okay? Now this lady, the allergist, she's like, I don't think we need to see each other anymore because you're refusing my treatment. No, I said, I just don't want to take the pill, but I want the EpiPen and I want the inhaler. She said, that's only half of the treatment. So I don't think we need to see each other anymore. She's like, you can die. And I was like, okay. And like, no, like life is so worth living. You know what I'm saying? Lady must not live in America. I'm like, okay. And she's like, she was like really upset with me that I wasn't taking it seriously. I was smiling and laughing because I'm like, this lady is so in the Matrix. I'm like, you can't even tell me what's really wrong with me. So why would I listen to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you literally cannot tell me actually what's wrong with me. So I'll take this off here because like it's creating that weird thing. So yeah, I have an issue with doctors because they're dismissive. They always think they're right. She literally was like, well, I'm the doctor and my job is to help you figure out what's wrong. Okay, but you're not. You're just pushing a pill my way. And then she's like, and if you're going to refuse it, then we don't need to be seeing each other. I'm like, okay. And then, yeah, she, anyway, I have the whole story. I've told the story on Instagram and whatever, but anyway, I don't know. This is why I don't ever go to the doctor because they're just so like useless. They're honestly useless. So I really hope that this heals. Like, you guys know, I'm going to do what I can in my power to heal it. It is healed. It is fine. It is normal. It's okay. I am going to go see a wound specialist just to make sure, just to see if there's anything I can do to speed up this process, because it's been about a month now. I'm still dealing with this shit. And then we'll be fine. So I guess I'll see you guys for the wound specialist. Jesus. Hello again. Okay, so it is currently August 13th, and last time we spoke, I was being referred to a wound specialist. Well, I don't know what's going on with my hair, y'all. You know how I am, me and my hair. I always want to make sure it looks good in the videos, but okay, so that was on a Tuesday that the last clip you guys just saw. I did not hear back from the doctor's office till Friday afternoon. Okay, so pretty much by that time it was almost like the end of the day, and they called me and they said, hey, your insurance approved the wound specialist, so here's their information, go ahead and call them and schedule your appointment. Well, by that point, it's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. My wound pretty much was, I noticed it that every single day it was sealing up more and more. So I was like, by the time I call and make an appointment, it's gonna end up being sealed. Like, so I'm not going to go to a wound specialist. I don't want to waste anybody's time. So I did not make the appointment with the wound specialist. So now it is currently the next Tuesday, August 13th, and it's pretty much all sealed up. So I think a mixture of the antibiotics that she gave me and the fact that I've been doing my healing energy towards it, as you guys know, manifesting, and really just having a more positive mindset about it. Like, I wanted to go to a wound specialist because I was like, just in case, because, you know, I am going to be going to Florida at the end of the month, and I'm going to be, you know, doing ayahuasca, and I do want to go swimming if we can possibly go to the springs. I want to make sure that if it's not healing, that I can go to a wound specialist and do whatever I can to help seal it up. But I guess just a mixture of everything, of you know, getting the extra set of antibiotics, and the antibiotics that she prescribed me were different than the ones I got the first round. So the ones that she gave me seemed to have really helped. And on top of that, I left the wound alone. I did not keep applying the liquid bandage. I didn't apply literally anything to it because, you know, the body does know how to heal itself, and it will regrow the skin and it will heal the wound. And so as long as once I took those antibiotics and saw that it looked like they started to kick in and I wasn't seeing that like yellow film anymore, that started going away. And on top of the fact that I was just manifesting it, I wrote it in my manifestation journal that everything was fine and healed, you know, putting my intentions towards it, doing Reiki, healing energy on it. I think a mix of everything really helped. So now it's looking pretty good. There's still like a little bit of swelling and bruising because, again, it's still sealing up, but it's pretty much already sealed. It just looks kind of like a cut now, like just a very thin cut. So it's way better. Like, if you guys could see footage of what it looked like, you guys would be shooketh. So it's definitely looking way, way better. It doesn't hurt anymore. Like when I used to go to the bathroom, like to pull my underwear off, I'd always have to be really careful because since it was an open wound, it would stick to my underwear. And so if I just like pull my underwear down, then it would like rip the skin. So I'd have to be very careful pulling my underwear off. You know, it would hurt when I walk. So I haven't been on a walks for like, you know, a month. I haven't been taking the stairs. I haven't been going on my walks. So like that's affected me because I'm like, I miss going on my walks and, you know, doing all that. So, but now the swelling has definitely gone down so much. I genuinely believe that, you know, in a couple months time, you're not even going to be able to tell really that anything was there. I think I'm going to still have some scar tissue, just because I did have scar tissue. Like I told you guys, he said it was pretty, what is this little fly doing in here? A little gnat. He did say that I did have some scar tissue. It was like hanging out with the video. And so I do still have a little bit, but it's looking like, even with, you know, the bruising and the little bit of swelling that I still have left, it's really looking like back to how it used to look before I had the tumor there. So it's so nice. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's gonna look completely normal. Like it's gonna look great. So I'm really, really grateful. This was definitely quite the journey. We went through this how many times thinking that I was going to be done with this. It landed on me. Look, you guys see that? We thought that, how many times did we think that we were going to be done with this vlog? And we weren't. I think we're officially done now. I literally have my laptop right here ready to put the finishing touches to complete this vlog, edit all the pieces together, which is pretty much all edited. I only have like the last few clips and this one to add, and then that's it. I'm gonna post it for you guys, and you guys are gonna be watching this. So definitely turned out to be a longer vlog than expected, but this was quite the journey. I'm really glad that I documented everything. I feel comfortable now posting it, at least for close friends. I don't know if I'm going to be posting this publicly. I always say that. I don't know. So if you're watching this publicly, it took some courage to get here, okay? It did take some courage. And I do also want to say that last night I dreamt that I was at a restaurant and I was leaving, and on my way out, I realized I'm just wearing a t-shirt and no underwear or pants. Just the t-shirt. The t-shirt was pretty long, but I felt the t-shirt start like kind of riding up, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not wearing underwear. I had apparently taken my underwear off at the table, and I had left it like kind of like in the booth or something. And then I was like, oh my God, I gotta go get my underwear. I go back to the table, and the server had placed the underwear like on the table facing up, like so that everyone could see it. And I was like, oh my God, I like grabbed it. And when I grabbed my underwear, I also noticed that there was more things I had left behind, like my eye drops specifically. I noticed my eye drops, and which is interesting because eye drops do also have to do with the allergist that I told you guys about, because the allergist did prescribe me eye drops, though I have been using eye drops for years because of how bad my allergies are with my eyes. And also I just think like eye drops have to do with perception and eye, and I don't know if you guys saw in my stories on Instagram, there was one today, but when you see this, there was one day where I got out of the shower and there was the shape of an eye on my mirror, and it looked like it had a tear coming down of it. If I can, I'll put the picture here for you guys. And that was really interesting because it was like, what? That's crazy. Okay, so I had that dream, and then I go and I get the underwear, and it was like in my dream, I wasn't embarrassed. I wasn't embarrassed that I had left my underwear on the table, and I wasn't embarrassed that I wasn't wearing underwear. I just grabbed my underwear and left. I was like, oh, whatever. And it was like, I was thinking, oh my God, now people are going to say like, Alex Torres leaves her underwear on restaurant table. Well, they'll probably say Alex serves. Well, unless underwear, it's going to be a whole thing. But I was like, whatever, I don't care. And apparently it was a place that I would frequent. It was a restaurant that I would frequent, and I was going to go back anyway. Like I literally did not care that this happened. I was like, okay, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to come back. I'm not going to be embarrassed about it. So that's really interesting because it could have to do with like vulnerability, you know, like laying it all out on the table, you know, showing all my cards and not being embarrassed and still coming back for more, essentially. So that's pretty much what I'm thinking that had to do with. But there's just been so many synchronicities, so much stuff going on. Yesterday I went and got gas, and it literally the pump stopped at 33.33, And then I get in the car and the mileage on it was 330. And then I saw a license plate with 33 and I'm like, okay, the angels are talking so loud. And did you hear the horn honk? So yeah, and then today I also had my first therapy appointment. So I was never able to afford therapy. I was always kind of weird and iffy about therapy because you know, I just hear that people go to therapy for years and nothing ever happens. And it's like, well, is it working? And I kind of just feel like you give a therapist your money and they just go, okay, and how does that make you feel? It's like, they're not really doing much. So I didn't really know how I felt about therapy, but now that I have insurance, I'm like, I'm going to go and try everything out. And on top of that, I've done so much work with my plant medicine journeys and shadow work and meditations and journaling and vision boards. You guys know the whole journey that I've been through. I've done so much of the work in the last 2 years that I thought, let me give therapy a try, because there's always room for growth and there's always, you know, opportunities and possibilities to learn new techniques. So today I had my first therapy appointment. It was really just the introduction and just kind of getting a history on everything. And we're scheduling the therapy sessions for like every 2 weeks out. So I have the next one in 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, I'm also going to Florida to do ayahuasca again. What a freaking journey, you guys. This is crazy. So, okay. So that's it, you guys. There's the vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave any comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear what you guys think of this. And thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time.